Dear children, I thought of explaining this poem. Poem is Custard the Dragon. I tell you this poem, The Tale of Custard the Dragon from First Light book. Today I am going to explain stanza wise. So let's go to the first stanza. Stanza 1 has Belinda lived in a little white house with a little black kitten and a little grey mouse. I believe you understood. House and mouse are in rhyme. And a little yellow dog and little red wagon and Rialio Trulio little pet dragon. So these are the 4 lines of the first stanza. So I come to the explanation that poet says that once there was a little girl named Belinda. She lived in a little white house. She lived with some creatures who were her pets. They were a black kitten, a grey mouse, a yellow dog, a little red wagon, and a creature that the poet says was really truly a dragon. So this is the explanation. Basically, what the theme of this poetry is that we cannot imagine the people. Sometimes they appear to be very timid and coward. Basically, in fact, they have different type of characteristics. They sometimes come out to be so brave. That shows that we cannot understand the people's behavior by just looking at them. This is the theme of this poetry. Remember that. Try to understand the human beings. Try to understand the characters of human beings. Do not misunderstand. Check them. You have to finalize after giving a thought twice and thrice. This world is really full of different types of people who may look to be something, but they come out to be something else. So I come to the literary devices of this one, that here it is, repetition of the word little. Oxymoron. This is a very special kind of literary device, which is use of 2 words with opposite in meaning. Pet and dragon. Pet means an animal which can be kept as a loving animal at home, but dragon is a wild animal which cannot be kept at home. They are opposite in meaning. Like if I just generally use the oxymoron in my own words. Remember, my words are, I'm writing here, brief explanation. Brief. An explanation. Now see, this brief and explanation, they are opposite in meaning in fact. Brief means short, but explanation is very long. So this is one of the oxymoron, remember my dear children. So there are so many other words, I'll just give you a list of these words, oxymoron, which are totally opposite in meaning, but they are used together. So we have here the oxymoron, pet and dragon. Alright. Anaphora, a repeated use of word at the start of the 2 consecutive lines, that is, and a little and a realio, and these are 2 words which are repeated in 2 consecutive lines. Refrain. Refrain you must have seen in songs. The repetition of a sentence again and again. It may be sometimes called filler. It fills and makes the poetry or the song consistent. Makes it big, so that it should not become just a short poetry or short song. So refrain is a very good thing. Sometimes we enjoy refrains, but sometimes refrains are boring. But it depends on poetry to poetry. So poetic license, another one is poetic license. Realio, trulio, for real and true. Real and true. The spellings have been changed to create a musical effect. So this is a poetic license. License means license to the poet to use particular word in a different form, different pronunciation, different spelling to make a poetry interesting, musical, and creating a certain effect. So it's a license is always given to poets. If you become a poet, you can also use these kind of words for your own poetries. So I have seen Aryan Mishra these days is coming out to be a great poet. He's in 11th standard. And let's see. I come to forward. Next one. Next stanza is, now the name of the little black kitten was Ink, and the little grey mouse she called him Blink, and the little yellow dog was sharp as mustard, but the dragon was a coward, and she called him Custard. See the link? Ink, blink, mustard, custard. It has a good rhyme scheme. A, B, B, C, C, D, D. So, you know the meanings. I come to the explanation part. The poet explains the name of all the animals that are tamed by Belinda. The poet says that the name of black kitten is Ink, the name of grey mouse is Blink, the little yellow dog had yellow color and so she calls him Mustard, and the dragon that was a coward means was a weakling was called Custard. So this is the explanation. Literary devices here is rhyme scheme ABB. Simile means comparison, indirect comparison. Dog is compared to mustard, and in this line, and the little yellow dog was sharp as mustard, where we use this word in comparison as like, then it is called indirect comparison. When we use these words, it is called indirect comparison, it is called simile. If it is direct comparison, it becomes metaphor. I tell you, metaphor. Indirect comparison is simile and direct comparison is metaphor. So, anaphora, I will not explain, you know it already. I come to stanza 3. Custard the dragon had big sharp teeth and spikes on the top of him and scales underneath. Mouth like a fireplace, chimney for a nose, and Realio Trulio daggers on his nose, on his toes. So this is rhyming poetry and word meanings and the explanation. The poet describes, spelling is wrong, my dear, I will change it, it should be B. The poet describes the dragon that it had big sharp teeth and spikes on top. This means that its skin was pointed on the top. On the lower part it has scales, which are bony plates to protect the skin. His mouth has been compared to a fireplace because it is assumed that dragons can release fire from the mouth. Even his nose is compared to a chimney, which is used to pass out smoke. His feet are like sharp knife, that is a dagger. So devices, rhyme scheme, you know, AABB. It can be CCDD also because it's different words. Simile, indirect comparison. Dragon mouth is compared to fireplace. Refrain, repetition of the line. And a realio tulio, it's a repetition. Metaphor is a direct comparison. Chimney for nose. The poet does not say nose, but it directly says chimney. Nose is like a chimney here, so I come to stanza 4. Belinda was as brave as a barrel full of beer, and Ink and Blink chased lines so down the stairs. Mustard was as brave as a tiger in a rage, but Custard cried for a nice safe cage. So this is the stanza and the explanation is, so now the poet explains the inner strength or the bravery of various characters of the poem. He says that Belinda was as brave as a group of bears, and Ink and Blink were so brave that they could hunt lions. So here he has shown the bravery of the kitten and the little mouse that could hunt even a lion. The dog was very brave, just like an angry tiger. But to contrast, all of them was Custard. Custard the dragon was not brave. He was so afraid of everything that he always demanded a safe cage. So this is the explanation. And literary devices are, rhyme scheme. Alliteration is repetition of sound of consonant or vowel. And here it is barrel, brave, bear. Repetition is B consonant. It is called alliteration. Alliteration. And simile is comparison, indirect comparison. Belinda's bravery is compared to that of barrel full of beers. Barrel full of beers means a barrel full of beers is group of beers. So Mustard's bravery is compared to that of angry tiger. So assonance means use of vowel sound in a line, sometimes repeated, sometimes in the words. Belinda was a, as a, brave has a, has a has a, barrel has a. So a letter or sound a, when it is used so many times in a line, is called assonance. Stanza 5. Belinda tickled him, tickled him unmerciful. Ink, blink, mustard, they rudely called him Percival. They all sat laughing in the little red wagon at the Realio Trilio cowardly dragon. So this is the stanza, and I come to the explanation part, that Belinda used to stroke the dragon in a very cruel way. Ink, blink, and mustard made fun of him by comparing him to a knight named Percival, who was thought to be as brave but ran away due to lack of courage. They used to tease the dragon while sitting in their little red wagon. So this is the situation which is explained by the poet, that they just teased, she tickled and all, they did the things. Literary devices, rhyme scheme, refrain, repetition, allusion. Allusion I have to tell. Allusion means we have to refer to a person or a place in the poetry, and it's characteristic of that person or place. That is called allusion. Here it is. Percival is the character or the person who was a knight who had to fight in the front, but he ran away because he was afraid of, due to fear he went away. But the name used here is allusion. We are mentioning a Percival, so that is called allusion. Personification is one of the common figure of speech, which when we just personify an inanimate object into animal or human being. Ink and blink are inanimate or things and abstract nouns. Mustard is inanimate seed of mustard, but they are used as animals and human beings or living organisms. This is called personification. Personification. I come to next one. Stanza 6. Belinda giggled till she shook the house, and Blink said weak, which is giggling for a mouse. Ink and Mustard rudely asked his age, when Custard cried for a nice safe cage. The explanation is that poet says that Belinda used to laugh so loudly that her voice echoed in the house. There is a noise coming out, I'm just pausing it. The poet says that Belinda used to laugh so loudly that her voice echoed in the house. Blink the mouse used to laugh and make a sound of weak. On the other hand, Ink and Mustard would tease him by asking the dragon his age, whenever he used to demand for a nice safe cage. Again, it's a situation. What did the mouse do? What did the dog do? What did the mustard, the dog do, and the custard, the dragon do? So this is all what they did and how they did. Literary devices are Rhyme scheme, Onomatopoeia I want to mention. Remember, children, onomatopoeia is very common in your life also. Whenever you use these words which create sound, and they are used, the words used in place of sound. For example, you speak boom, you see fatak, you use like crack, you see bloom. So these all words are called onomatopic words. And using of these words which create sound effect, that is called a figure of speech, onomatopoeia. Remember always. And repetition I will not explain. I come to stanza 7. Suddenly, they heard a nasty sound, and Mustard growled, and they all looked around. Meow, cried Ink, and ooh, cried Belinda, for there was a pirate climbing in the window. So, dear children, this was the 7th stanza, and I come to the explanation part, that is, देखो, sound आई. So, while all of them were making fun of the dragon, they heard a sound of someone entering the house. When they looked towards the window, they saw a pirate climbing up the wall. The dog barked at him, and the kitten meowed to him. Belinda cried, ooh, because of all of them were scared of the pirate. Who robs ships? So, pirate who robbed ship came to rob the house of Belinda. And the literary devices here are rhyme scheme, consonants. I want to tell you the consonants here. Consonant sound. When it comes many times in a line, the sound of S. S is a consonant. Suddenly, they heard a nasty S sound S. So it's multiple use of a particular consonant sound in poetry is known as consonants. Alright, I come to onomatopoeia again. So, dear children, I will not explain because I told you what is onomatopoeia and poetic license. License is a free use of any word's distortion to make the poem beautiful, to make it musical. This is one of the figure of speech where the poets use to change the words, like window is converted to winda, to create a rhyme or musical effect. I come to the next stanza, that is last one I believe. Pistol in his left hand, pistol in his right, and he held his teeth, a cutlass bright. His beard was black, one leg was wood. It was clear that the pirate meant no good. Explanation: the poet describes the appearance of the pirate. He says that the pirate was holding handguns in both his hands and had a little sword too. He was holding his sword with his teeth. He had a black beard, and his one leg was made of wood. This means that though the pirate was a disabled person, but still he was frightening all the other characters. Moreover, he intended to harm them. So that was the meaning, and literary devices here are, there is stanza 9. Rhyme scheme, alliteration, imagery. Imagery is an image created about the appearance of the pirate. When we just create an image in the mind of reader, that how the person or the character looked like, this is called imagery. Stanza 9. Belinda paled and she cried, help, help. But Mustard fled with a terrified yelp. Ink tickled down to the bottom of the household, and little mouse being strategically mousehold. So the explanation here is, when all of them saw the pirate, they got frightened. Belinda was so frightened that she turned yellow due to fear and started crying for help. Mustard the dog started crying for help too. The kitten Ink ran down towards the bottom of the house, and as if he had already planned for it. The mouse Ink ran into the little mouse hole in order to save himself. So what happened at last? Everybody came out to be covered, but dragon, it may come out in the stanza 10. But up jumped Custard, snorting like an engine, clashed his tail like irons in dungeon. With a clatter and clank and jangling skirm, he went at the pirate like a robin at a worm. So this is the stanza, and the explanation here is when all the other characters that were earlier defined as very brave got frightened, the dragon did the most unexpected thing. He jumped onto the pirate and made such a strong sound with his nose as if the engine was producing a sound. Not only this, he hit his tail on the ground with great force that it produced a heavy sound of metal being rubbed against each other in the underground prisons. He attacked the pirate, just like Robin Bird that attacks the worms. So this is the explanation at last, which explains about the dragon. Literary devices, rhyme scheme, simile, onomatopoeia, imagery, all you know. Stanza 11. The pirate gaped at Belinda's dragon and gulped some grog from his pocket flagon. He fired 2 bullets, but they didn't hit, and Custard gobbled him every bit. Explanation is, the pirate got so shocked by the dragon's reaction that he opened his mouth wide with shock. To gather some strength, he drank some alcohol from a container in his pocket. After gathering some courage, he fired 2 bullets on the dragon but missed it. Custard the dragon ate every bit of this fierce looking pirate. So, Custard the dragon fought the pirate very bravely. Now, literary devices, rhyme scheme, alliteration, imagery, which you know. There is stanza 12 also. My God. Belinda embraced him, Mustard laced him, licked him. No one mourned for his pirate victim. Ink and blink in glee did guide it around the dragon that ate the pirate. See, Belinda appreciated the Mustard, the dragon, and no one mourned for his pirate victim. No one mourned for his pirate victim. It means nobody liked that pirate was killed by dragon. The reason is that all the animals were they were coward. They hid themselves. I just point out. What are they saying? That pirate was killed by a dragon. But what about the animals? They were criticizing the dragon. They said, what happened if he is so brave? We could have done better than him. This is the explanation of this line. Now see, ink and blink, glee did guide it around the dragon that ate the pirate. See, what I mean to say that here in this line, that animals are criticizing the dragon and they say that we are better than the dragon. So I come to next part. When the pirate was dead, Belinda hugged the dragon and Mustard licked him. No one was sad for the death of the pirate. They were all happy. Both Ink and Blink were running around the dragon in happiness. So here the poet says that all the characters were happy and they were showing that their gratitude towards the dragon as he had saved them. In the beginning, they are showing the gratitude and happy. And later on, let's talk about it here. Stanza 13. But presently up spoke little dog Mustard. I would have been twice as brave if I hadn't been flustered. See now. And up spoke Ink and up spoke Blink. And up spoke Ink and up spoke Blink. We would have been Three times as brave we think. And Custard said, I quite agree that everybody is braver than me. See, he is so humble that he says that I'm not brave, everybody is brave. So this is called greatness of a person. So you should be great enough. After they thanked and showed their love towards the dragon, they changed their mind. They were reminded of how they used to make fun of this coward dragon, and now they all were praising him. So at once the dog said that it was just because of some confusion, that he wasn't able to do anything, otherwise he would have been twice as brave as Custard. Both Ink and Blink also said that they would have been three times braver than Custard. To this, the dragon said very important words, that he fully agreed to this, that all of them were very more powerful and braver than him. This is called humbleness. Like Mahendra Singh Dhoni, this is the best example. Remember a greatest cricketer in the world of Indian history? This is dragon is nothing but Mahendra Singh Dhoni. He used to be far away when the victory was there. The victory was credited to all the cricket team members. But whenever there is failure, Mahendra Singh Dhoni was in front and he interviewed to all the media persons. Do you remember that? Remember always. So I come to the end, I think, oh my God, stanza 14 is also there. Belinda still lives in her little white house with her little black kitten and her little grey mouse, and her little yellow dog and her little red wagon and her Realio Trilio little pet dragon. Belinda is as brave as a barrel full of bears, and Ink and Blink chase lines down the stairs. Mustard is as brave as a tiger in a rage, but Custard keeps crying for a nice, safe cage. So at last, the poet used the same lines again to show that after this terrific episode, in which the dragon was the hero, where all the other characters still undermined him by saying that they were more powerful than him and could have handled the situation in a much better way, the poet says that life started again in the same manner. Belinda still lives in that little white house with Ink, Blink, Mustard, and Custard, and all of them are very brave, whereas the dragon is still a coward who always wants to stay safe in his cage. See the greatness of a person, that he never shows. He remains keep calm, cool, never shows that he is so brave. So literary devices are refrain and repetition. Please, dear children, learn the question answers which I have explained in another video. So I expect that you are completing your notebooks, and I wish you happy learning. Thank you so much.